Hi, this is Ann with Fiber Designs by Ann, and I'm here with just a little fun project today, a little seasonal project, and it is making fiber art pumpkins. These pumpkins could be used for several different things. You could make a napkin ring and then add a pumpkin, paper clip on the pumpkin, and then slide it onto the napkin ring. This is burlap and felt and just some yarn laced through there for really simple, just tie it on the back. Or you could make it, slide it onto cardboard or cardstock to make a bookmark. Here it is attached to a note card, and then I stitched on the note card on my sewing machine, and you could put it on a magnet or a pin and make it a brooch or something for like a refrigerator magnet, which is what I have here. Just put a little magnet on the back, and it makes a fun little, if you were making something with pumpkin in a jar, you could put that on the lid, or you can just make them and have them lay around as decorations. Okay, I'll show you what we need for this project. You will need a pumpkin shape, and I have a PDF that will be available if you don't feel comfortable drawing. It's sort of just a circle that's not quite round, and that works. You're going to be cutting it out. I would like to print them on cardstock so it's a little bit easier to draw around. Optional would be a color marker, orange, if your pumpkin's orange. A black marker you'll need. A glue stick that dries clear. You'll need some kind of stocking. They can be any color you like. It's going to go over your pumpkin, so it'll still pretty much be orange. You will need some orange felt, some stiff felt. I like to use white, and a brown paper bag or some kind of brown paper. Some other craft glue, and some very sharp scissors. And you'll need a sewing machine. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you want to do is cut out one of your shapes, or draw the shape freehand if you like. I'm going to use one I cut out, and I'm going to lay it onto my stiff felt, and I'm going to take my marker and draw around it so that I have the shape. Then I'm going to use my nice sharp scissors and cut that shape out, so I end up with this shape. You're going to take your felt and lay your pattern, or your pattern, and I'm going to go just slightly outside the edge. Just a tiny, tiny bit, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. I'm drawing it sort of sloppy here, but that'll be fine. Then we'll cut that out. Removing that black line. We don't want that on the edge. Then you want to lay it on your stiffer felt. I'm going to cut this down a little bit more. See how it fits? If the white's showing, then you want to cut some of that off. Again, I'm trying to get this black off of here. I did a sloppy job cutting that the first time. Now, if you care to, you could take your orange marker and go around the edge of the white. That's totally up to you. You'll see whether or not you want to or not after you see how this goes. Then my pumpkin orange felt goes on top of the white. And I'm going to take some glue the glue stick, not the regular glue, just the glue stick, and I'm going to lightly put glue on here. Just lightly. Put my pumpkin on there. Now, we can let that dry, but it's not that big a deal. I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to do a very slight zigzag around the edge. This is because when we put the stocking on here, it can curl this up and we want it to go down. So we'll do that, making sure that we catch the white in that little stitch. So I'll show you that now at the machine. So you'll end up with a piece like this. It's zigzagged around the edge. If you're still seeing white, you can use your orange marker on there. That's when you would want to do that. The next step is to take your stocking, and some of these stockings have a weave that has a line. I don't know, you can see that. I like to have that line running this direction vertically on the pumpkin. You're going to cut out a little piece of your stocking that's just slightly bigger than your pumpkin, and you're going to take some of your glue stick. The glue stick has been fine being sewn. That's why we use just the glue stick. Do it at your own risk, of course, but I've never had a problem, and I've used it in applique and a lot of other things. And then we're going to place our pumpkin with the lines going the direction I want on the stocking. The stocking's especially curly, and you're going to pull it, and my fingers are snaggy, and that's okay. A lot of times pumpkins have little imperfections on their skin. And you're just going to pull that around to the glue snug. And if the lines are showing, you can move it a little so the lines are a little more straight, but pumpkins are curved, of course. Then I'm going to bring it to the back and would wait for this to dry. I've got one here finished, so we'll just bring that over for right now. And then I trim that off so that it doesn't get caught quite so much. Sometimes it catches on the feed dogs or on the machine a little. So I just trim it off so there's not so much bulk there. Then the next thing I'm going to do is take it to my machine. After it's dry and I've trimmed it, take it to my machine and I'm going to stitch just slight curves this way, down, just giving those lines that are on a pumpkin. So we'll do that next at the machine. Then after it's done on the machine, you'll have a pumpkin like this. The next step is going to be to put the stem on it. So I take my paper, this is brown paper, but you could use like packing sometimes has brown paper in it. You could use anything you want that works for a stem, and I just set it on it, so it's the shape is sort of a triangle, rough all around the edges, and instead of a point I just make the top a little bit squared off. And I'll decide where I'm going to set it on my pumpkin, and I want to make sure that it's not hanging off too much. It's okay if it is, you can just turn that edge under. And I'm going to take it and hold it about where I want the stem to start, and I'm just going to twist it like regular pumpkin stems or vines pretty much, and they twist. Then I'm going to take my regular glue I might twist that a little bit more. Just kind of shape it any way you like. Put some glue on my pumpkin, about where it's going to go, and then I just use the top of the top to spread it out a little bit. Lay it down, just rub it down. Then you're going to let that dry. There's that little pumpkin. Now if I'm going to put it on put something on the back of it, or I think that the back might show, like let's see, I have this one with the magnet on the back of it. I will take, you can use the actual piece that you used to cut out the template for the pumpkin, or you can cut another piece. I use cardstock. You could use felt. I think I have one with felt. I have the one with paperclip has felt on the back of it, and I just put the paperclip right through it. You could sew a pin back and use fabric as well. But if you're just using the cardstock, you just make it cut a little bit smaller than the edge of your pumpkin. Glue it on with the same glue. Then when you're finished, you have this little pumpkin. It's got a little shine to it because of the stocking, and you can add it to many different things, or just have a little pumpkin patch to celebrate the season. I hope you enjoyed this little project, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Remember to tap the bell so you'll get notification when I have new videos up. This has been Ann. Thanks a lot for watching.